Come again.
Hello and welcome to the American Massage Conference pre-conference broadcast series on Massage Therapy Radio. I'm Felicia Brown, and I'll be your host for this interview and series. This is one of several broadcasts with the presenters and experts who are appearing at the American Massage Conference May 20th through 22nd, 2011. The inaugural event is being sponsored by Massage Today, Massage Envy, Massage Warehouse, and ABMP, and will be held in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Today, I am being joined by my friend and colleague, Melanie Hayden, who is not only a presenter at the American Massage Conference, but is also one of the partners of the World Massage Conference and Massage Therapy Radio. She'll actually be doing an interview with me about my class today. In a few weeks, I'll be interviewing her about her class at the American Massage Conference. But today, Melanie is going to be my co-host and is going to interview me about my class at the American Massage Conference.
Hi, Felicia. Thank you so much for inviting me to interview you on Massage Therapy Radio. I'm really excited about learning more about your class, Smart Marketing with Social Media. I would like to tell people a little bit about you and your background so they can learn a little bit about more where you come from. And so I'm going to introduce Felicia Brown, our guest today, and she is the owner of Spalations. Spalations is a firm that provides business and marketing coaching, education, and products for massage and spa professionals. Felicia is a sought-after public speaker with appearances at many state, national, and international conferences and conventions in the massage and spa industry. She's also a licensed massage therapist, certified guerrilla marketing coach, and NCB TMB approved provider. Felicia is passionate about inspiring others both in and out of the spa industry. Her personal philosophy is to share her knowledge and experience with others freely, even competitors, so that you may enjoy successful endeavors, no matter what practice type you have. And I love her concept of practicing cooperative competition. And that's been a cornerstone of her career ever since she became a massage therapist in 1994. Felicia continues to apply this way of thinking in her coaching, consulting, and teaching. Welcome, Felicia.
Well, thank you, Melanie. It's a pleasure to be here as a guest today and to have you interviewing me. I really appreciate you stepping in and helping me out.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Felicia, before we get started into your topic, which I'm really excited about learning about, because marketing is such an important part of what we do as therapists and practitioners and business owners, I just want to get a little bit of a background of why you decided to become involved in the American Massage Conference.
Well, after having been to the Canadian Massage Conference last year, which is put on by some of the same organizers, as you know, Scott Dartnell and his wonderful team, Robin, Monica, and Lorna, I really just had such a great time that when they were telling me about the American Massage Conference, I just knew I had to participate, especially with the addition of Angie Patrick as one of the organizers. I knew it was going to be a fun event and one that would be an event to remember. And I really enjoy working with all of them, so that was a big part of wanting to be involved in it. But beyond that, I think that it's a really fantastic opportunity to get to know people in the massage community, practitioners as well as vendors, on a different level. You know, sometimes we get caught up in our own worlds doing our job, and that's true of me too, where I'm here in my home office consulting with clients on the phone or writing or even seeing massage clients, and we don't have that same connection, sitting behind our computer that we do in person. So I really was just looking forward to coming to the conference as a speaker and having a chance to meet people in person that I'm usually only relating to from far away.
Fantastic. It is really nice when you can put some faces to names and really connect in person.
Most definitely.
So why would you recommend, I mean, you've already talked about it for sure, but why would you recommend not just to massage therapists, but also to students to come to the American Massage Conference?
Well, as people have heard me talk about through this whole interview series, there's so much being offered for students as well as practicing therapists. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the interview, but the students have some great resources at this conference. In particular, there's a wonderful class that Laura Allen is teaching on how to pass the massage therapy certification exams, which is really helpful and important, and she gets rave reviews on it. I've known Laura for a long time, ever since she was a student in one of my classes, actually, when she first became a massage therapist, and she's got a wealth of knowledge to pass on, and that's something that is so crucial for therapists that are taking that exam, because some people, they have test anxiety and whatnot. So her class is definitely a big reason for students to come. And then there's also a free student day as well as a job fair where people can set up interviews with potential employers and really learn what's out there in terms of equipment and products, other experts that they might want to see and take classes from in the future. So it's just a huge opportunity for students to really broaden their horizons once they've gotten out of massage school and see what's out there. I mean, really, while they're still in massage school. And then, of course, for everybody, I mean, it is a great social event. There's lots of networking opportunities, a couple of functions in the evening, roundtable discussion on Friday night. And it's just going to be a blast, honestly. I mean, I want people to come because it's just going to be so much fun. But there's a tremendous value in this particular conference, one that you're not going to find anywhere else, I don't think. And it's just going to be a great time. I just want everybody to join in.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. And like you, I've been to the Canadian Massage Conference, and it's such a great experience. As you mentioned, the people behind it are, they're highly experienced at putting on really great conferences, and they know what people need, they know what people want, they know how to support people in their profession, and especially, like you said, the amount of things that they have planned for the students is absolutely phenomenal, and there isn't any other place that I've ever seen that the students have that kind of opportunity to come in and, like you said, connect with people that they're going to be learning from in the future. It can really just give them such a tremendous boost.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just whether people come to this conference, and I think they should, but whether they come to this one or they go to something in their local area, a state conference or convention, I think that is such a valuable experience to go. Our profession is one that can be very solitary. If you don't work in a group practice or a spa or clinic where there are other therapists, then you can often feel very isolated and not know how to deal with certain business problems, whether that's something dealing with clients, communication, or it's marketing or just self-care. And there's so much that can be gained. I have a joke with a couple of North Carolina practitioners that we never see each other unless we're out of state at a conference. And it's kind of funny, but you meet people that are right in your own backyard that you never would meet at home because you're behind your treatment room door all the time. And that level of support and networking is so valuable. I really encourage people to break out of their loner shell and come down to Atlanta and meet all the great people that are going to be there.
Wonderful. So speaking of the great people that are going to be there, you have a phenomenal marketing background, and you do just share so much information. So let's start with just something really basic. What's your definition of marketing?
Well, Melanie, this has come over a long period of time. I used to think about marketing years ago, or I used to say that advertising was about spending money and marketing was about making money. And I think that can be accurate because, boy, you can spend a lot of money on advertising. But I have really changed that definition over the last couple of years, and now my feeling about marketing is that marketing is everything that touches a client that makes them want to come in the first time, come in the next time, or perhaps not come in at all. And that means that there is some negative marketing we may be doing on behalf of our businesses, unfortunately, and that's something to be aware of. And that's a whole other topic. But to step back into what I just said, marketing is everything that touches a client. And so this can mean certainly your website or your business card or brochure, but it can also mean impressions that people have when they first walk in the door of your office. if it's clean or cluttered, if the trash can is overflowing, or if the sheets are on the table either wrinkled and looking kind of messed up or crisp and fresh. All of those things are actually marketing your business in some way or another, and they're making impressions on people all the time. And so I like to teach people to think about their business in that way, that everything that the client sees or touches, including what you're doing in the session, is marketing to them. And once you realize that definition or understand that definition, I think it really changes your perspective of how you do business and what the impact of every action or inaction actually is.
Wow, that is a really great definition. I have not heard it put that way before, but it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, and it's how we look and what our appearance is, and like you said, what the appearance of your space is. So that's kind of what happens when we're in the room. Now, one of the really big things, as we know, is social media marketing. And you talked a little bit about the difference between advertising and marketing. So how is marketing with social media different than using advertising or other traditional marketing methods?
Well, in some ways, it's not different at all. Marketing, as I said, every touch makes an impact. And so we have to look at social media marketing in the same way as any other marketing, in that it needs to be professional, of course. But social media in general is a little bit different than traditional marketing in that people are actually seeking it out. You might use the term inbound marketing for social media. I'll try to explain what I mean. So if you have a blog, for example, that you write about your business, you may invite people to read that blog, but if it's done properly, if it's optimized and placed well, then people who stumble across it and find it are actually going to choose to read it because it has something of interest there for them. And so it creates a flow of people into your business because they choose to be there. Now, they may not actually be in your business as a client at present, but they're taking a step towards being a client by reading your blog and or subscribing to it. How that's different from traditional marketing is that that's more outgoing, where we as marketers are reaching out to our clients through a variety of avenues. So that might be placing an ad in a newspaper, or running a commercial on TV or the radio, or sending out an email newsletter. Those things would be more outbound marketing. And there's nothing wrong with outbound marketing per se, but there's a trend, and I'm sure people, as I talk about this, you're going to sort of say and have an aha that our culture, at least in the U.S., and perhaps Canada too, you'll have to tell me about that, Melanie, but it's gravitating away from that outbound marketing, or what has actually become interruption marketing. So just as an example, I was just telling you today that I'm a huge basketball fan, and I live in the home of the ACC tournament, Greensboro, North Carolina. Well, one thing I'm doing today is I'm taping the ACC game that I'm choosing to watch, Go Heels, because I don't want to watch the commercials. So I'm taping that game, and through the magic of TiVo, I will be able to fast forward through those commercials. That's because the commercials interrupt my experience of the game. And more people are gravitating away from that interruption-based marketing. They don't want to be interrupted. Same thing with radio. People are switching over to digital radio, if you haven't noticed that. Or in the case of email, which I had mentioned earlier as being outbound, there's a movement that came about a few years ago called the CAN Spam Act, which was to block spam from email inboxes, because people were tired of being interrupted in their daily lives by something they didn't want to see or they didn't care about. So there are other examples that I could give, but that's one thing that's different, is that social media, people are actually coming to you. They're looking at your blog, or they're becoming a fan on your Facebook page. They're following you on Twitter, and they're choosing for you to market to them in a sense. But the other thing that I want to point out about social media that makes it different is that if through your social media channels like Facebook or Twitter, all you're doing is putting out specials and, buy this product or sign up for this service or what have you, you're still kind of participating in interruption marketing. What makes this different is that social media is about relationships and creating a conversation. And so in social media marketing, that's something that you really have to strive to do, is to create a conversation or to strengthen or build new relationships with clients through it. And just simply telling people about open appointments or products that you're selling or gift certificates being on sale is not going to do that. So that's what you have to wrap your head around, I guess, in as far as how social media marketing is different than traditional advertising or marketing. Does that make sense?
That's a fantastic, it's a really fantastic base to come from, because it's very permission-based. So we are opting in to get this information. We create, as therapists, that value-added piece. So like you said, in your blog, you might want to talk about health and wellness. So it's not about selling somebody something in particular, not to say that you can't do that as well, but it really, people want added value. I'm going to sign up for your blog because it adds value to my practice. And the other piece is, as you said, like the relationship building piece is really the foundational piece of social media marketing, because people buy things from people they know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
And how do you build those relationships? By giving them value, by just sharing what you have, like you're doing today.
Exactly. Well, that's a perfect point. And, what I like to tell people is that it's not just you talking. It's okay if you provide and just simply provide information, but what you want to really think about is that you're creating a conversation, if at all possible, that people are engaging. Social media marketing should not just be about selling, as we're saying. It's not that you can't sell, and that's exactly right. It's that in addition to promoting yourself or proving to people that you are an expert or someone that can provide a solution to their problems, whatever those might happen to be, you're also giving them information that they can use or that's of interest to them. Perhaps education. In the case of massage therapy, it might be about self-care or how certain types of techniques can be helpful for particular conditions, or aromatherapy, hydrotherapy, whatever. There are many things that could be educational to your clients. Also, that you're providing a space for interaction. Potential interaction, I'm going to say, because not all social media is going to be extremely interactive. It kind of depends on how things are and what your clients are looking to do. And then you can also provide entertainment. It doesn't all have to be so serious. Sometimes it can just be fun or interesting. That might be, hey, look at this YouTube video I found. Let me share it with you, something that made me laugh. So it doesn't, you have to kind of figure out what makes the most sense for the people that you're communicating with, but it's much more conversational. And again, it's important to remember that people are choosing to receive this marketing. They're opting in, as you said, to join your group or become one of your followers or what have you. And so you want to, I think, be respectful of that choice and not bombard them with stuff that is interrupting their day in a negative way.
Yeah, that takes them away from sort of that like you said, that problem that we're solving for them.
Exactly.
Eric Brown mentioned that one of the posts that got the most attention that he.
Oh, I know which one you're going to talk about.
The one that they were, this woman was giving this, what was it, a little monkey or something like that, a massage. It was the cutest thing ever. It was just so cute, and that got so much attention and so many comments because, like you said, it just made people smile, it made people laugh. So in amongst the information and the really value-added stuff that we're providing, I love that idea, and thank you for mentioning that we can throw in a little humor and we can add a little video clip that we saw that made us smile.
Well, I think, what I would say about that, too, is that when you talk about people are going to know, like, and trust you and then choose to do business with you, I think it has to have some transparency to it. If you're sharing things from your business, then maybe it's a little more formal. But if you're getting to know people, let's say on a personal Facebook page, for example, then it should sound like it's you that's talking or sharing the information. It shouldn't come from a rigid, technical kind of place unless that's just how you are. And I think that as people get to know you in a more personal way, and, we massage therapists have to be careful of what that means, and we can certainly talk about that, but as people get to know you in a more personal way, they say, wow, this is someone I think I would like to have a session with, or that I would feel comfortable referring my mother to. You know what I'm saying? And so that transparency, or allowing yourself and your personality to shine through a little bit, can actually bring in the right kinds of clients for your business.
Right, the people that you want to attract. So let's talk about that a little bit, Felicia. So is being friends with your clients on sites like Facebook ethical, and, does it violate any client confidentiality? What's kind of the I don't want to say rules around that, but I guess guidelines around that?
Well, I'll tell you, there's two ways to look at this. One is if you were doing this for yourself, and the other is if you work somewhere where you're trying to promote their business. There's two different things. We'll start with if it's your individual practice and you don't work as an employee somewhere. If a client reaches out to you and chooses to become your friend or to follow your page, then that's their choice. And so there's no ethical violation there at all because they've chosen it. If you are going through and adding people or inviting people to be your friend on Facebook and they accept, it's still their choice, because they can decline the invitation if they're not comfortable being connected to you on one of these social networks. You can't just randomly add people to your group of connections. So there is that choice. So from that standpoint, if they choose to connect with you, then you're fine. Where it can be an issue is if you are talking about things with them that they don't initiate online. So, for example, if you had an appointment with someone that was a friend of yours on Facebook, and I just use Facebook as an example because it's become really, I think, the most popular tool out there for massage therapists in particular, and certainly the spa industry as a whole. But if you have a client that's a friend of yours on Facebook, you would not post something on their wall that said, hey, see you for your appointment today.
Right.
Because then you're alerting everybody on their contact list to the fact that they are your client. Now, if they posted on your wall, I can't wait until my appointment today, then that's them posting it. So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really about what they are initiating. And, of course, you would never reveal anything that would be harmful. I've had clients post things on my wall like, thanks for the best massage ever yesterday or something, and I'll just say, you're welcome. To me, there is no harm in that. But if it was the reverse and I wrote something on their wall and said, wow, it was great to see you for that massage, hope your shoulder feels better, then that could be a problem. But that's the simple side of it. The more complicated side of it is when you work somewhere. I'll just use Massage Envy as an example because I'm familiar with some of their policies, and I'm sure this is similar to some other businesses, but they have a pretty specific guideline in their policies that clients or that therapists do not have dual relationships with their clients. And it's very clearly explained in their policy manual. And so in that case, being friends with one of your clients on Facebook, if you happen to be a Massage Envy therapist, would probably be a violation, maybe not ethics, but it would be a violation of your company policy. And so to me, that's unethical. So I think you really have to, if you work somewhere and you use social media, you really need to talk to your boss about what they expect and what their policies are in relation to social media. Because you don't want to get yourself in trouble or lose your job or something, not to mention causing problems with clients, but it's really important to look at that. And there's a whole lot more that goes into what's ethical and proper in social media, but that's sort of the short version that I would give, that if you follow those guidelines, you probably won't get yourself in trouble, at least on the confidentiality aspect of things.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And I love that you pointed out if you're working for someone, you really need to check on their policies. And also, if you're in a regulated or licensed state or province, wherever you are, you also need to check with your regulatory body, I would think, as well, to just make sure that you're not violating any kind of code of ethics or conduct.
Absolutely. In North Carolina where I am, we don't have anything in our licensing law that I've seen, unless it's changed really recently, related to social media guidelines. I'm not sure how much control the state has over your personal communications with your clients, other than the confidentiality side of things. And
right.
I'm not really sure how much different being connected in that way would be from having a client database or sending out emails. But it's definitely important to cover all the bases and make sure that you're not getting yourself in trouble on any level. I mean, it's just not worth it.
Great. Thanks.
Sure.
Now, what's some of the advice that you want to give the massage therapists who want to use social media to promote themselves for their business?
Well, I'll tell you, this is a piece of advice that I'm really going to just say is for anybody. I know that we have some people on the call that might be vendors or educators also, and so I want to make it broad enough to include everybody. But first of all, there's one thing in relation to social media that I just have to put out there, and that is it's very effective and can really help you grow your business in a lot of different ways, from building the relationships to actually filling open appointment times and connecting with new clients. But it can also be the biggest time waster of your life. And it's really important to be aware of that if you're not sure about what you're doing, in other words, if you don't know why you're on there and you're just kind of playing around and getting distracted by other people's pages and suddenly looking at videos of dogs dancing on the sidewalk and funny costumes, then you might actually be doing detriment to your business by wasting your time. And so it's really important that people understand what they're doing on there, why they're there, and to have some kind of a plan as to their time, so that you don't end up spending 2 hours at a time getting caught and distracted. It's the easiest thing in the world to happen. It happens to me from time to time. So that's the biggest thing, is that you really have to monitor that, monitor your time and your activities. But the other thing is that, especially for some of the younger therapists out there, and I say this not to be age discriminatory at all, but I think that it's more about life experience and just not always thinking things through. We'll say less experienced. I don't want to say younger, because there's plenty of less experienced people my age. But it's to really think about what you're putting out there. Anything that you post online, on the internet, or put in an email is essentially going to the world in about 60 seconds. And it can't always be pulled back. In fact, I would just look at anything that you're posting as potentially permanent. And with that in mind, you want to make sure that what you're putting out there is not something that will come back and haunt you in some way. So think before you post. Ask yourself, would I be embarrassed if my mother or my grandmother or my child or my boss or spouse would be embarrassed by this? Would I be upset if they saw this? If the answer is, I'm not sure, to, oh my gosh, no, I don't want any of them to see it, then don't put it out there. Especially in a profession where we have been under scrutiny for so many years, you really want to think about each post as, will this make me look more professional? Will this make my business prosper? Will people look at this and think, oh, I want to book an appointment with that person? Or are they going to say, I don't know, that girl seems kind of crazy, or that guy just doesn't have a very good attitude, or something worse? Just like every touch, is marketing, everything that touches your client is marketing. Every post that you put out there, every picture that you upload is potentially marketing your business in a positive or negative way. Really? And so I think that's really the biggest piece of advice I would give to anybody if they're using Facebook or Twitter or any of these for work. If you think it's just for personal, you might be kidding yourself, but perhaps you're going to be okay with posting crazy pictures from what you did last Saturday night for all your good buddies to see, but you just never know. People can download your pictures really easily right off your page, and how somebody might use something in a negative way against you somehow, or somehow get it to a potential employer. You just have to really think about it.
Yeah, You make a really good point, and thank you for coming back to that piece of, as you talked about in your definition of marketing, that everything we do is marketing. And, I think we can get kind of caught up in, uploading pictures and stuff like that, and people tagging us in pictures as well. And if you take a look at, some of the sort of more well-known actors and actresses and sports people that have been busted by just, being in a social situation and then doing something that, maybe not appropriate for their particular profession.
Right.
And somebody posts a picture of it. So, we really have to be so much more aware. So then what is one of the biggest mistakes then that people are making with social media marketing?
Well, besides just not knowing what your plan is, which is a big one, I think that the other thing is that people don't know who their audience is. So they don't have any purpose to what it is they're doing or what they're posting, or the content that they're providing might be confusing to their audience. As an example, I was recently talking with a colleague, and she, in addition to massage therapy, has some other things that she does. She provides some home health care for people, where she'll, like if someone has surgery, she'll come and pick them up from the hospital and go get their medicines and things of that nature. She also does some life coaching, and there was some other thing that she does. It might be like personal training, I'm not sure, but she has like 4 different areas that she works in. And so her Facebook posts, as she was telling me, were kind of all over the place. Posting one day, she's posting stuff about home health care. The next day, she's posting something about personal training. Some other days, she's posting about this life coaching. And it was confusing. And so nobody that was a potential client in any of those areas would look at this and say, oh, well, she definitely is someone that can help me. They might happen to look at her page on a day where she'd posted something about an area they had no care about. And so you have to understand who it is that you're trying to pull in to your audience, or who it is that is your perfect client. There may be several different kinds of perfect clients that you have. For example, in my business, I have a couple of different disciplines that I'm involved in. My biggest thing is marketing, and so the bulk of what I put out there is related to marketing. I have a special Facebook page just for marketing. It's all marketing tips, resources, articles, etc. But one of the things that I do with business owners is I help them deal with their staff and staff issues. And so I have a separate Facebook page that deals just with those staff issues. It's all about motivating and managing your team. I guess you could say marketing to your team. But they're different, and they appeal to a different audience. Not everybody that wants to grow their practice has employees. So the information about motivating and managing a team would be misplaced with them. So that's what I mean when I say know who your clients are, or know who your audience is, and then to back that up would be to say know what their problems are. Just because you have women as an audience doesn't mean that they're all interested in pregnancy massage or something, some other women's issue. Doesn't mean they all care about makeup. So you have to know the specifics of your audience, the people that are coming to you and what they are looking for, and then spend your time and energy providing information that's relevant to them.
Great. So along those lines then, so that's a really good point about knowing who our market is, because we're in the health and wellness industry, profession, field, however you want to say it, and we typically do a lot of different things, like you're saying. So what's one of the things that people can do to increase their business with social media?
Well, I think to begin with, you have to really work on creating that relationship, letting people see who you are, of course, share some details about your business and so forth. But something simple that you can do is just simply alert your followers when you have something special going on in your business, or when you have an appointment opening. I'll be honest, in my Facebook workings or postings, I don't really concentrate on massage therapy. Most of my followers and friends are massage therapists or spa owners, other people that are in the health and wellness industry. So I don't really focus my energies on building my massage practice there. But every so often, I'll have a late cancellation, last-minute appointment come available, or maybe I just need to make a couple extra bucks. And I will actually post, hey, I've got an open appointment available at this time. First person to message or text me gets it. And that will actually bring business in pretty quickly. If you have people in your area that are in your locale that are connected to you on Facebook, this can happen to you too. And it's actually surprising. The people that have taken advantage of it have all been new clients. It hasn't been any of my regular clients. It's been people that maybe they've been connected to me for a while as a friend. They knew me socially or casually, and they're the ones that have snapped up those last-minute appointment opportunities. So it's something that incentive gives someone an interest or idea of like, oh, Felicia seems really nice, or I've always liked her, but I've never had a massage from her. I think I'll try it. And if you do that just once a week, I don't know what your rates are, but I charge $75 a session. If it's a last minute kind of thing, I'll discount it by like $15 just to get somebody in there. So if you do that once a week, that's an extra $3,000 or so in a year. And that's just by taking 30 seconds to post a little update on Facebook.
Wow, that really shows that power of that type of marketing. That's
yeah. And that may not be what everybody wants to do, but that's one thing that has worked for me in my massage practice to grow it in a way that I wouldn't have expected with those new people that hadn't come in before. So it could work for people on the call too.
And I do see that in Facebook posting because, of course, I'm like you, and I have a lot of people on my in my Facebook friend list that are massage therapists, and I see those postings a lot, and I love that idea. And people seem to, snap them up, like you said. It's fantastic.
Well, it doesn't happen every time, but it happens often enough that when I have that opening, I'm going to put it out there. I may try my regular clients first. I actually use texting a lot with them. Most of my regular clients are older and they're not on social media sites. And so texting has become sort of the way that works for a lot of them because they maybe text with their kids or their grandkids. And I may call some of them too. But if I can't get one of my regular people in to fill that appointment, then I'll use social media, and it's definitely helped.
Well, that's a great idea. I hadn't thought about texting my clients, but now I've added something else to my little list of how to fill those appointments that come up. So thank you for that.
Sure.
Now, just before we close, I want to just learn a little bit more about you, Spalations, and the different programs you offer, because, just in this little half-hour session, you've already offered so much information, and I know you have a ton of information that people are just really going to want to learn about.
Well, thanks for asking, Melanie. There's a couple of things that I think are exciting. I'm really gravitating more towards, aside from teaching at conferences, doing group coaching with people on particular subjects, in particular social media and also general marketing. So that's the biggest thing that I'm focused on, and I have groups starting for both of those on a regular basis. They're small groups, and they're done virtually, so there's no travel. People can join a class from the comfort of their own home. We do everything on a conference call and combine it with a webinar. If they're visual, then they'll be able to have a visual component to it. But it's been a really effective way of training and of delivering the information that I was sharing one-on-one with individual clients, and it's a lot more affordable. So that's the biggest thing that I'm doing. So we have the Spalations group coaching program or group marketing coaching program, and then the Spalations social media coaching program. And you can learn more about both of those on my website, which is www.spalutions.com. That's SPALUTIONS.com. And then, if people are interested in doing one-on-one coaching, they can certainly do that. It's a little more expensive, but it is available for specialized situations and problems that aren't suitable for a group, and that's certainly an option. And then, of course, I do teach continuing education, like at the American Massage Conference, and hopefully the World Massage Conference sometime this year. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
I'm sure you're in.
Well,
I know that you are.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. But, if you're in a local area where I'm going to be coming, then I'd certainly love to have people in the classes there as well.
Great. And again, I mean, this is just a little tiny sample of the wealth of information and knowledge that you have. So I'm excited about that. And you know, I know that after this discussion that people are going to be really excited to come to Atlanta for the American Massage Conference. And certainly there's a lot of phenomenal presenters, but I really encourage people to get into your class, Smart Marketing with Social Media. It's going to be phenomenal and really give people a great way to connect with their clients and learn more about, you know, what marketing really is and how they can take advantage of it. Felicia, thank you so much for giving us a chance to learn more about what it is that you do and for being part of today's program. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, Melanie, thank you for helping me with this interview. I can't wait to interview you in a few weeks about your class, and know that that's going to be a fantastic interview for people to listen to. So we'll be sharing details on that very soon. But I really, again, appreciate you being a part of my interview today and helping me with everything. In the meantime, I want to invite everybody to come to the American Massage Conference in Atlanta. It is going to be so much fun. If you haven't figured out how excited I am about this yet, well, let me tell you, I'm excited. And it's a phenomenal value put together by Scott Dartnell and his entire team, Monica, Lorna, Robin, and Angie. Only $40 gets you access to 25 free one-hour CE classes, as well as access to the trade show with top massage product and equipment manufacturers and vendors. Additionally, that $40 gets you a ticket to be eligible to win thousands of dollars in door prizes. And let me tell you, folks, these are going to be some great door prizes. So that $40 raffle ticket or lottery ticket, as you might think of it, it's well worth it just for that. But, of course, with the CE classes and the trade show, you just can't beat it. Besides that, at this conference, at the American Massage Conference, we're going to have the first ever National Massage Therapy Job Fair. That's on Sunday the 22nd from 1 to 4, and you don't have to live in Atlanta to benefit from this. This is a national massage therapy job fair, and there will be employers on hand from national, state, and local businesses. So bring your resume and be prepared to make some acquaintances, set up some interviews, and potentially walk away from this conference with a new job. And if you're an employer that's interested in participating in the job fair, please go to our website at www.americanmassageconference.com and click on the job fair form to get in touch with everybody. Besides the job fair and everything else I've mentioned, there will also be over 100 hours of continuing education available from a variety of instructors, including myself. These are in 3-hour, full-day, and 2-day workshops. So please check those out when you register for the conference. You can pick and choose exactly what you want and schedule your additional CE when you register. For students, as I mentioned, there is a free student day that includes Smart from the Start presentation and, of course, the full-day training with Laura that I mentioned on how to pass the MBLEX and NCB exams. That's sponsored by ABMP. And for the first 70 students that come, you will get a free book on the same topic. That's wonderfully provided by Lippincott. Of course, all attendees are invited to come to the Saturday night gala with food, drinks, and live entertainment. So please be sure to get your tickets for this event when you register. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is a great value, and staying at the conference hotel is also a great value. Only $121 a night. Whether you stay in that room on your own or you split it with up to 3 friends, it's so affordable, and staying at this hotel will make your experience so much better because everything is happening at the conference hotel. As a reminder to everyone, I also want you to be on the lookout for the show guide. That's going to make up the center spread of Massage Today's May issue. Now, this guide is going to go out to over 62,000 massage therapists and will be available free at the show. As this is the first nationally circulated conference show guide, there are some fabulous advertising opportunities. So if you're a vendor or an educator or perhaps even an employer that is listening in today and you want to get some great exposure for your company, products, or classes, please contact Sandy Pierce at Massage Today for details on being a part of the show guide. Of course, the American Massage Conference could not happen without the support of all of our global sponsors, including Massage Envy, Massage Warehouse, ABMP, and Massage Today. We thank all of them for their support in this year's event. If you'd like to find out how you can attend the American Massage Conference May 20th through 22nd in Atlanta, Georgia, meet Melanie and myself, and attend the classes of all the amazing presenters at this year's event, there are a couple of ways to do so. First of all, you can now register and pick your courses by phone for the American Massage Conference. Your call is free, and operators are waiting to talk to you. The number is, get your pencil ready, the number is 877-788-3078. I'm going to say that again, 877-788-3078. The second way to get involved is to register online. Just visit the official conference website at www.americanmassageconference.com. We also invite you to stay connected with us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/American Massage Conference. Again, this is Felicia Brown, and on behalf of my lovely co-host Melanie, myself, and everyone from the American Massage Conference and Massage Therapy Radio, I want to thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of the American Massage Conference pre-conference broadcast series. Please remember to check back for upcoming interviews each week between now and May 20th. We look forward to seeing you in Atlanta in May. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a fabulous day.
Come again.
Let there be plenty. Let there be plenty love. Let there be